The Cardinals lost 2, and Atlanta still has a one-game lead in the wild card race. 2 games are left for the Braves. Win them both, and we're playoff bound. It's another beautiful baseball night in Atlanta and a big crowd gathering here at Turner Field as we play Game 2 of our 3-game series between the Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. All year long, Braves baseball on Sports South is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the right stuff, and the low price. Pretty simple math, friends. 2 games left. The Braves a 1-game lead in the wild card over the Cardinals. Westbrook and Sosa in Houston. They start in about an hour. It's Roy Oswalt and Derek Lowe in Game 2 in Atlanta tonight. And we welcome you back to our broadcast booth. Joe Simpson, Chip Carey. Time to take care of some business, and 2 playoff-tested starters go for their respective clubs here tonight.
Braves have 89 wins. I'm pretty sure right now that 90 or 91 wins will get it done for the Braves. Hopefully the 90th one will come tonight behind Derek Lowe. Derek Lowe goes against Roy Oswalt. Neither one of these veteran pitchers has had a good year. Roy Oswalt's 33 years old. He's got a losing record. Derek Lowe's 38 years old, and you know what kind of season it's been for him. But when it comes to postseason type starts, and that's certainly what we have here tonight for Derek Lowe especially, these guys have been there, done that. 23 postseason games for Derek, 5-7 with an excellent ERA and a microscopic opponent's average against him. And Roy Oswalt, in his time with Houston and with Philadelphia, 5-1. They both are tough in big game situations. The Braves are hoping that Derek Lowe can capitalize on a good start down in Florida and work that into tonight.
My sense is the mood of the ball club is very, very good. They know if they win tonight and Houston loses, they'll be popping champagne corks later on tonight.
And that would be a welcome relief for this ball club that's trying desperately to score some runs, and certainly some early runs tonight would help.
Just win, baby. Al Davis said that many, many times and many, many years ago. That's the mantra for the Braves in Game 2 here in Atlanta tonight. The pitching at times has been very good. The hitting has been a little spotty, but how about the Braves' tenacious defense? We'll talk about the great glove work by the Braves already shown in the series when we continue in Atlanta right after this. Again tonight, we had 42,000 plus for game one of the series. Hopefully similar numbers tonight, but a better outcome for the Braves as they try to even up this series with the champion Philadelphia Phillies. Chip and Joe back at the ballpark. We've talked about what's been ailing the Braves here in the month of September, but one thing Freddie Gonzalez is awfully pleased with is this ball club's defensive work.
Remarkable improvement over last season. Last night, certainly an example of that as the Braves turn in some good plays to keep the game close. Martin Prado off the bat at Cliff Lee. Are you kidding me? The pitcher sent one to the wall, and great play there by Prado. An outstanding play charging that slow hit ground ball by Chipper off the bat of Ruiz. Just another example of what this team's done all year long. That's an example of our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot. Last season, 26th out of 30 teams in defense. This year they are 4th, and this month they are 1st. They have not made an error in their last 12 games. In fact, they've only made one error in their last 20. So they're really tightening it up defensively. They just need some runs to complement it.
And Derek Lowe would love to have an early lead against Roy Oswalt. That's the pitching matchup for Game 2 here at a raucous Turner Field in Atlanta. One more quick break, then we'll get back. Starting lineups and first pitch from the Ted coming up after this. It's game 2 between the Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves' magic number is down to 2. Here's a look at our Suzuki starting lineups. First for the visiting Phillies and their skipper, Charlie Manuel. Same lineup that got them their 100th win last night. Only the third time in franchise history the Phillies have won as many as 100 games for the Philly ball club. 101 is their all-time record. They'll try to do that tonight.
Well, they'll have to beat Derek Lowe to do it. He's 38 years old, 6'6", 230 out of Dearborn, Michigan. His last 8 against the Phillies. And now the record looks awful, but he's only been given 1.7 runs of support. That includes starts this year where he's been shut out twice by the Phillies. But he did pitch a great game against them in May at Philadelphia. He went 6 innings of 2-hit shutout ball, and his lifetime 8 and 7 against them. He's coming off a start against Florida where he went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, and I'm looking for him to have a big-time good game tonight. His 4 keys to success: tilt to whirl. He's got to have some tilt on that slider and a good changeup, and the season starts now. Forget about his old numbers.
And game 2 starts now. 78 degrees at first pitch, and it's ball 1 to leadoff man Jimmy Rollins. That ball had some tilt and some whirl to it, didn't it?
Sure did, but he's back to taking his hands over his head, something he didn't do down in Florida. Whatever works.
One ball, two strikes. Charlie Manuel, the skipper of the Phillies, one win from tying Gene Mauch for first place on the all-time Phillies manager's win list. And Rollins, with a three-hopper to second, is Derek Lowe's first ground ball out of the night. Joe mentioned how good Atlanta's defense has been. Here's how they stack up behind Lowe for game two. Speedy outfield. Chipper Jones with a sore knee over at third base. We'll see if the Phillies try to exploit that tonight. And Brian McCann again behind the plate. Talked to Chipper at length about the knee before the game. It's a bone bruise, he said. It's very sore.
It's not good, it's just tolerable.
And a strike to Chase Utley. Utley 0 for 4 in the game last night. So used to seeing this man hit third in the Phillies batting order. He's moved up to second behind Rollins. And hitting in front of a red-hot Hunter Pence.
Braves, the last time Dan Iasonia was behind the plate for one of their games was against the Phillies. Cliff Lee threw the 5-hit shutout at him, and Derek Lowe pitched that night. So at least he's accustomed to seeing Derek Lowe work, and that favors Derek.
High fly ball, right center field, deep. Bourne has gone as far as he can go, and Chase Utley has hit a solo home run.
There's some guys in their lineup that have some decent numbers against Derek, but the only guy that has real good numbers is Chase Utley, who is hitting over 400 against him in his career and now has 3 homers.
That's his 11th of the year, and Philadelphia strikes first. Here's Hunter Pence. Pence third in the league in hitting at .312 with 21 homers, and he's driven in 93. And Iasonia gives Lowe the outside corner. 0-2.
Derek will love getting that pitch tonight. Chase Utley, you just saw him in your picture. It hasn't been a wasted year. It's just been a year he's had to play accommodating bad knees, and hopefully he's hoping that next year will be a little bit different story when he's got a chance to rehab some of the work instead of playing every day and hoping they feel better.
Lowe strikes out Pence. First strikeout for Derek. Chase Utley, great extension, has put Philly in front.
And to a deep part of the ballpark, too. It's quite obvious Derek Lowe can't pitch there. He's got to keep the ball down on this ball club. They are not a real good off-speed hitting team. You can throw them high fastballs up above their hands, but only after they've seen the sinker and the slider to get ahead in the count.
Now 33 home run man Ryan Howard bats for the first time.
And take a look at this breaking ball. We were talking about tilt on the breaking ball. That one was a little bit flat. That slider was cutting across, but it had enough off the speed that it was effective.
was very noticeable last night watching Ryan Howard around the first base bag and on the base paths. His ankle is a problem for him. He's not a real fast runner, even when at 100%. And you see him give it all he's got down the first base line, and a little lob toss retires Ryan Howard for the third and final out of the first inning. Chase Utley hits a solo home run, and the Phillies strike first in the first. Coming up for the bottom of its first inning, Freddie Gonzalez's Suzuki starting lineup. Michael Bourne, the former Philly, leads things off for the Braves. Chipper Jones hitting third. Freddie Freeman in the 5 spot. Jason Hayward in right field, batting 8th in front of Derek Lowe, the Braves pitcher. And the man on the mound for the Phillies is right-hander Roy Oswalt.
For Roy Oswalt, a tough start. He was on the disabled list too. You might remember with a bad back, but since he's come back, his last 4 games have been very effective. That's despite a rough outing his last time out.
Bourne hits the ball in the air to straightaway center. Victorino going back and just onto the warning track, hauls it in for out number 1.
Need Michael Bourne on base tonight. Need him to set the tone for the game and put some pressure on their defense. And he's 0 for his last 8. 4 keys to pitching success for Roy Oswalt. Pitching for the post. Who knows who's going to be maybe their 4th starter in the rotation if they get to the postseason. If they use a 4th starter, he's trying to prove to Charlie Manuel he can do it. And long gone Zoe. Alex Gonzalez, great numbers against him with a couple of homers. He's certainly a factor tonight.
Martin Prado takes a strike. Martin at .261 average. But he's hit the Phillies well, as you see. He was 1 for 4 last night. Phillies' big 3 watching Roy Oswalt get a ground ball to second. And 2 out. Base is empty for Chipper Jones. First a look at the Phillies' defense. Raul Ibanez had a tough night in left field. Placido Polanco, the best fielding third baseman in the National League this year. And Carlos Ruiz behind the plate. Chipper Jones has the 2nd highest fielding percentage among National League third basemen. And he's hitting .280 with 18 homers. And he had a healthy cut, strike 1.
Fastball, curveball, slider change for Oswalt. Low to mid 90s depending on how he's feeling tonight. That pitch at 94. Very compact, 6 feet, 190.
And he misses low, 3 balls and a strike.
And he's mad. He gives you a lot of motion in his windup, and that makes his changeup very effective if you're watching motion and not watching the ball come out of his hand.
He missed outside. Chipper walks with 2 out.
And now Iasonia. Oswalt doesn't really want a new baseball. He's just questioning the call. The way Ruiz caught it, too, didn't help him.
He'll face Dan Uggla. And he jumps at the first pitch and pops it into shallow center. Shane Victorino puts it away, and the Braves are out of luck in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Philadelphia. Conversation on Twitter. Tom, Ron, and Jerome will be giving you their analysis of the game, plus they'll be answering your questions, and they want to hear from you. Follow Sports South on Twitter tonight and get in on the conversation. The ball low to Shane Victorino, the Phillies center fielder. He starts the second against Derek Lowe.
Also, they're pain in the neck to the Atlanta Braves. Triple and a double and a walk last night. 2 runs scored out of 4. He has worn the Braves out this year after going through a couple of seasons where he didn't do anything against the Braves.
Lowe's going to get him here in the second, though. And Derek has his 3rd ground ball out of the night. 1 away in the second inning.
Funny part about the last out of the top of the first with the shift on for Howard was that ground ball that Chipper fielded over on the right side of the diamond. He didn't really know what to do with that ball. When he lobbed it over there too soft and almost too late. Never had to make that play before.
Raul Ibanez bats with the bases clear. He's the Phillies left fielder.
All the throws in his career have either come from short or third. And on this one, just enough.
1 strike. 20 homer year for Ibanez. And this is the part of the Phillies order that can really give opposing pitchers so much trouble. I mentioned it late in the game last night. There's another ground ball hit out towards second. One would think, with all the attention you justifiably pay to Victorino and Utley and Howard and Jimmy Rollins, you think about taking a breather in the bottom half with Ibanez, Polanco, and Ruiz, and all of a sudden they put a crooked number on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Ron Gant was talking about that in Braves Live, about how there are no soft spots in this batting order. There's no place to go where you think, okay, well, I can get around this guy and then I can get to this guy to get out of the inning, and that's just not the case.
Polanco, the batter. Down to the lineup. Most of the season he hit behind Jimmy Rollins. This is the way Charlie Manuel will play his club against right-handed pitching in the playoffs. This is his starting 8. And Polanco had an RBI last night. Part of his 1-for-4 game.
Good start for Derek. I know he gave up the homer, but he is hitting spots so far. Just left a pitch up to Utley. Fortunately, it was only a solo homer.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Derek is the owner of a 1-3 record against the Phillies. Certainly, you wish that was flipped around. Braves haven't given him any offensive support.
Even the game he won against Philadelphia this year at Philadelphia, it was by a 2-0 score. He got 2 whole runs to work with that day.
Fouled into the seats. Polanco stays alive, 1-2. Lifetime Derek 8-7 against Philadelphia. And he'll throw another pitch.
You were talking about him last night, about Polanco anyway, Chip, about how he's hard to strike out, among the league leaders in that category. But with that comes some sacrifice. He's just trying to put the ball in play, and a career low 19 extra base hits. I remember when we were in Philadelphia earlier in the month, he hadn't had an extra base hit since July.
Right. He broke his bat, and skies one toward Bourne in center, and Michael's got that. And Lowe has a 1-2-3 second inning. Phillies lead by a run with Freddie Freeman, Brian McCann, and Alex Gonzalez coming up to Roy Oswalt.
loving those shades. Guitar Zan.
One ball, no strikes to Freddie Freeman.
Freddie's had a rough September. 238 average. That's his lowest since April. And some of that goes with what we talked about at the beginning of the month, Chip, and that is for a rookie, when you aren't used to playing 162 games or getting geared up for 162, it can really take a physical toll on you near the end of the year if you're not getting your rest or if it just wears you down. And Freddie's been in there virtually every day.
And sure enough, in his first at bat, tries to take the ball the other way. And who does he hit it to? Best defensive third baseman in the league, Polanco. Here's another man that's had a rough time of it in September. Braves catcher Brian McCann.
But I was watching him in batting practice today, and he was really trying hard to stay inside the baseball with his hands and not go out around the baseball. And the ball was really jumping off his bat.
One ball, two strikes. Bryant 2 for 8 against Roy Oswalt.
That's what their pitchers do. That's what this staff does. That's why they're so good. That's why they're so successful. They throw strikes. They challenge you. They pitch inside like Oswalt just did ahead in the count. They keep you honest. They throw strikes. They get ahead in the count so many times that then you're at their mercy, and they all have a good arsenal of pitches to call upon to put you away. It's just so rare that they're having to fight from behind in the count.
Pop fly down the left field line. That might be trouble if it's fair. It is fair. Hop loop single for Brian McCann. It fell between Polanco and Ibanez. And Brian stands at first base with one out.
Like it landed right on the chalk, too. Looked like a changeup that Brian just kind of fought off and right on the chalk.
So Brian McCann has the first Braves hit, and here in the second inning, Alex Gonzalez is out of the game, and Jack Wilson's on to pinch hit. Alex has been plagued with a calf problem. But if you're talking about what effect offensively this has for Freddie Gonzalez, you don't lose anything. Wilson saw Oswalt a ton while with the Pirates, and he's hit him hard. 25 for 69, a 362 lifetime average. One on, one out. It's Jack Wilson.
Chip, Alex didn't have a ground ball hit to him, but I'm assuming he was out there defensively, wasn't he?
I saw him out there. Wasn't he out there, fellas? Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we didn't miss something, that maybe Jack started the game and we didn't catch it.
One ball, two strikes. Brad Hange, the Braves PR man, just announced Wilson was pinch hitting on the press box audio.
All right.
I mean, had he been in the starting lineup, they wouldn't have done that, right? Seems to make sense. And you saw Jim Lovell talking with Freddie Gonzalez. I would assume he was giving the skipper the injury update on Alex. but very odd to say the least. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you're not going to catch Jack Wilson off guard. I know that. He's always ready, works hard. He took 1,000,000 ground balls today. So I watched about 900,000 of them.
The cut fouled away. Let's hope this change for the Braves affects Oswalt's preparation. Thinking about Alex, instead he gets Wilson. Little pop toward first, and Ryan Howard handles in foul ground. 2 outs. McCann at first for Jason Hayward. Cut, strike 1.
Interesting thing tonight. I mean, coming into this season, Jason Hayward, Carl Crawford, 2 of the hottest outfield prospects in baseball. Outfield properties. Crawford signed a big deal with Boston. Hayward, the runner-up rookie of the year. They're in big games tonight for their respective teams. And they're both batting 8th in the batting order. They both had off seasons.
Boston and the Rays tied for the American League wild card lead. Braves, as you know, a game up on St. Louis. The Yankees are in Tampa Bay in the 2nd inning, no score. Baltimore leads Boston 1-0 in the 2nd. And Hayward takes a called 3rd strike over the outside corner. Braves strand their 2nd man in inning number 2. Phillies lead by 1. And Chip Carey and our great Fox Sports crew here at Turner Field. This weekend it's going to be another big Saturday in the South, and that means college football. It's a battle of the Bulldogs. And it's brewing in Athens when Mississippi State squares off against Mark Richt and his Georgia Bulldogs. Between the Hedges, it's this Saturday at noon on Fox Sports South. Jack Wilson takes over for Alex Gonzalez at shortstop. And Carlos Ruiz digs in the top of the third. We have Gonzalez out with a calf problem, Chipper nursing a sore knee. For Atlanta here in this final series with the Phillies.
Good 3-1 breaking ball. Derek is pitching with some conviction tonight.
And lined over Chipper and into the left field corner. Ruiz around first, and he'll stand at second with a leadoff double.
I thought that was a great idea to come back with another curveball against a good fastball hitter, but it looked like a hanger. Let's check the location. It was a changeup. It was a changeup, not a breaking ball, and it stayed inner third, actually inner corner, and Ruiz was all over it.
Now the Phillies a bunt opportunity with Oswalt. He has 6 sacrifices and is 3 for 37 overall as a hitter. And Lowe takes a look at third and safe. The Braves gamble and try to get Ruiz at third. Chipper's tag late, and now the Phillies have him at the corners with nobody out.
Listen to the call. Bunted hard. And it sounded like McCann was calling for him to go to third.
Big trouble. Here's Rollins. Rollins grounded out his first time up. And a base hit to right field. Rollins drives home his 62nd of the season. And it's 2-0 Phillies.
Change up, not a bad pitch, going down and away. Rollins turned it into a base hit with some good hitting. Now you got to do some pitching and get out of this inning with no more damage.
With Utley, Pence, and Howard lurking and nobody out. Utley homered his first time. Remember, this was a Phillies ball club that came to Atlanta really struggling offensively and struggling to find the win column. Won 4-2 last night. Cliff Lee got his 17th win. Ryan Madsen his 32nd save, and they lead early 2-0 tonight. Fly ball right center field. Tailing away from Michael Bourne, but he catches it. And tagging and moving to third is Oswalt. Bourne's speed saved a gapper. First out of the inning, and first and third.
Yeah, if this had a little more hook to it, it would have been big trouble. Bourne did a good job to get the ball in quickly and keep a double play in order.
And Derek facing a man he struck out his first time up, Hunter Pence. Runner at first is going, and it's Jimmy Rollins, and he makes it without a throw. .30 steals for Rollins, and that takes away the double play chance.
Went on his first move, got a good jump. Brian in no position to throw. Had a play anyway. Best of situations, but one that you could live with, even if you walk Pence to pitch to a slow runner, hoping that Howard hits another one on the ground.
And since coming from Houston, Pence has been the Phillies' best hitter. Leads him an average. And is way ahead here, 3-0. And he swings 3-0. Skies one toward left. Prado, step shy of the track. He makes the grab. Oswalt will tag, and he will score on a sacrifice fly. 3-0 Phillies.
The Braves had to know that there was a chance he'd swing 3-0 with runners on base, but it was another mistake on the changeup. Tried not to give in, but they made a mistake. Derek made a mistake location. Even it up.
Now Howard hits with a runner at second, 2 outs. Big run represented by Jimmy Rollins out there. Let's see if Derek can end this inning. And the Braves shift, but it's Chipper Jones near the third base bag. Jack Wilson almost right behind the second base bag, and Dan Ugley in shallow right.
I want to take you back to this 3-0 count. This was some smart hitting by Hunter Pence. He wasn't fooled that much by the changeup because he had just seen McCann and Lowe have a little chat prior to the 3-0 pitch, assuming that they were not going to give him anything to hit. They had first base open. So he got the green light, but he was really sitting on an off-speed pitch.
Howard rolls toward second, and that will retire the side. Phillies take advantage of the Braves trying for an out at third. Hunter Pence with a sac fly makes it 3-0 Phillies. See if he can help himself. Derek's got a home run this year. He's hitting $176. And he rolls slowly toward third. One out. Braves and Phillies wrap up regular season play here at Turner Field tomorrow night. Hope you'll join us and support the Braves for Tim Hudson. And Joe Blanton will get the ball for Philadelphia. Great tickets available at Braves.com or by phone 800-745-3000. One ball, one strike to Michael.
As suspected, right calf strain on Alex. The injury that knocked him out for several games on the last road trip.
And Michael Bourne with a single up the middle. He was really upset at himself in his first at bat when he flied out to deep center. He takes another ball right back at Oswalt, but this one falls safely.
Nice swing, too. Most guys like Michael hate it when they hit fly ball outs. They know they got no chance of getting on base when that happens. He is 16 for 16 by my count in his career in stealing bases against the Phillies. Go for it.
Here's Martin. Evaluate Ruiz as a throwing catcher.
Good catch and throw guy. He doesn't have a cannon, but he's got real good mechanics. Gets rid of the ball quickly.
Does Oswalt's delivery help him or hurt him?
He's not that quick to the plate. He'll vary his deliveries to the plate. That one was a very, very slow one with a high leg kick. But once in a while he'll speed it up just to change the look for the base runner.
Balls and a strike. Bourne's running. The pitch a strike. The throw to second is not in time. Utley caught that ball in front of the second base bag and tried a sweep tag and missed his man. Bourne safely in at second. 59 steals.
Had a good lead, good crossover step. Throw was up. Michael got in there. You got to stay aggressive down by 3. You got to use your weapons. And Michael does here.
A hit means a run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves, as you know, have struggled in this situation. They're 1 for their last 16 with a runner in scoring position. That covers their last 3 games. They were 1 for 10 last night. That's ball 3, Martin, 3-2. Rollins at short. Boots it. All hands are safe. E6, and there's the opening Atlanta's been looking for. They're one swing away from tying it.
Jimmy hesitated a little bit on this ball right here. Kind of waited back on the ball, and as a result got just a teeny bit of a in-between hop that he didn't feel cleanly. If he keeps coming in on that ball, he gets it before it hits the ground.
Philly's the best fielding team in the National League. That's their 74th error. And now the ballpark starts to buzz a bit as Chipper stands in with one out.
Just the 7th error on Rollins.
Back to the mound. Oswalt to second, one, and on to first, two, and that retires the side. A 1-6-3 twin killing preserves a 3-0 Philadelphia lead as we head to the fourth. Three 3-0 Phillies as we head to the fourth inning. Shane Victorino, Raul Ibanez, and Placido Polanco are coming up. Eric Lowe's allowed 3 runs on 3 hits.
This is not mid-July or early August. This is game 161. With so much riding on it. And no matter how sharp Derek might be tonight with his command, if he gets in more trouble, this is a Johnny Holstaff night. You can't afford to let him try to work through his problems tonight if there are more runners on base.
2-2 the count. Tim Hudson pitches tomorrow for Atlanta. And a line drive into center field by Victorino. All throughout tonight's game, follow the conversation on Twitter. Tom, Ron, and Jerome are giving you their analysis of the game, and they'll be answering your questions, and they'd love to hear from you. Follow Sports South on Twitter tonight and get in on the conversation. One subject of conversation is Shane Victorino not running much for the Phillies. It's just 19 steals this year. That seems an awfully low number for him.
Yeah, he's pretty much stopped running. Take a look at this pitch. Remember last night the double and the triple were low off-speed pitches out over the plate? Well, so was that. That might have been a cutter, but the point is, if you're going to throw that off-speed pitch to him, you're going to have to throw a breaking ball down and into his back foot. If you leave it out over the plate, he's going to figure out a way to adjust to it.
And ground ball through the right side by Ibanez. Victorino on his way to third. He'll make it as the throw's cut off. And the Phillies again threatening in the fourth inning. First and third, nobody out. Let's see if the Braves bullpen starts to stir. It will.
Has to. Again, had a lot of the plate. Sinker that stayed up, and bad luck there for Derek in that it was hit in the hole where Freeman was holding the runner on. Rhodey's Vizcaino will begin to loosen up.
And Polanco drives one down the right field line and into the seats foul. Strike one.
Vizcaino getting warm in a hurry.
Two and two. Just past 8 o'clock in Atlanta. Chase Utley hit a first inning home run. The Phillies added 2 in the third inning. Jimmy Rollins run scoring hit and a Hunter Pence sac fly. Braves threatened in the third. They had runners first and second, one out, but a double play ball took them out of that inning. Off Roy Oswalt. And now Polanco. 3 balls, 2 strikes, trying to add to the Phillies' lead. Runner at first goes, and the pitch popped into shallow right. Jason Hayward is under. He's got it. Tagging from third is Victorino. He's coming to the plate. He'll make it standing up. A sac fly to shallow right makes it 4-0.
Michael Bourne was letting Jason know to take that. Michael could have caught it, but Jason's got the stronger arm of the two. But the throw, because Jason in part is going towards center field when he catches this, he got his feet set pretty good. But the throw tails up the line and gives Victorino a chance to score standing up.
Now Carlos Ruiz bats. He doubled and scored in the third inning. Braves playing uphill tonight, down 4-0 in the fourth. Cardinals in Houston about to throw their first pitch down at Minute Maid Park. That's Jake Westbrook for St. Louis, Henry Sosa for Houston. Over the outside corner, and Ruiz is the second out.
Had some tailing action on that one to a good spot. Big out in the inning. Now got to get the pitcher.
Oswalt reached on the sacrifice fielder's choice in the third inning. He bunted the ball back to the mound. Derek Lowe heard 3-3-3. Threw to Chipper Jones. The throw was high. The tag late on Ruiz. And the Phillies tacked on 2 runs that frame. Roller to first, and that'll retire the side. The Phillies get a run on 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dan Uggla leads off for Atlanta. 4-0 Phillies. Here in game 2. Dan Uggla popped out on the first pitch he saw tonight after Chipper Jones walked in the first inning. And he swings at another first pitch and skies to right. Base is clear for Oswalt in the Atlanta 4th, and it's trivia time. The AT&T Uverse TV trivia question since 2001. Roy Oswalt, one of only 2 pitchers with 1,500 or more strikeouts in the National League. Can you name the other man to do that?
Since 2001.
Upstairs to Freddie. 2 balls and a strike.
Halladay and Lee have not been in the league that long.
Utley to his left. 2 outs.
Chase Utley's not a Gold Glove candidate at second base, but when he plays 4 or 5 steps out on the outfield grass, he's got great range. And robbed Freddie of a hit there because of it.
Yeah, when you can get to that 7th hop, you got a pretty good chance.
Yep.
Here's Bryan. Bryan has one of Braves 2 hits tonight. Ballpark awfully quiet. Phillies have jumped in front by 4. We're in the 4th. Line toward left center field. That's going to get down and roll to the wall. You mentioned Bryan's work during batting practice. Similar kind of swings.
Well, I was just glad to see 0-2 that he cut down on his swing a little bit. Like he got something out away from him, maybe an off-speed pitch. Yeah, it was a mistake. Trying to throw a cutter in and left it out over the plate, and Bryan went the other way with it.
200th career double for Brian McCann. Nice milestone. Now Jack Wilson bats. Remember, Alex Gonzalez started, left with a calf strain. Alex did not bat tonight. Wilson did in the second and popped out to first baseman Ryan Howard. Ground ball again to first. Howard steps on the bag, and that retires the side. Braves 0 for 3 with a runner in scoring position so far tonight, and trail by 4 after 4. Have jumped in front. College football fans, catch the premiere of the all-new show, Spotlight Southern Miss Athletics. We've got coaches mic'd up, and our cameras go behind the scenes, and they'll show you how the school is building leaders and sports legends. Don't miss the premiere this Friday at 10 on Sports South. Derek Lowe back to work with the top of the Phillies order. Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, and Hunter Pence. No swing. And now Rollins up the middle. Jimmy 2 for 3. Braves bullpen continues to work. And the Braves bullpen will be in play with a man aboard and nobody out. Six hits, 4 runs allowed by Lowe. He struck out 2 men. And he also gave up a Chase Utley homer. Back to Atlanta in a moment. Back in Atlanta, there's your score. Phillies 4, Atlanta nothing. Jimmy Rollins aboard in the 5th inning. And Derek Lowe out after 4+ innings as the Braves starter. Atlanta makes the AT&T call to the bullpen and summons young Arodys Vizcaino to the mound.
Been a while since he's been out there, but he's going to be asked. I don't know if he'll go extra. We didn't do a double switch, so pitcher spot due up second next inning. This may be the only inning he works. Like I said, it might be a Johnny Holstaff type of night. First work for him since the 16th of September.
So you know he's rested. Let's see how sharp he'll be. And this is not the part of the lineup you want to be rusty against, with Utley, Pence, and Howard coming up.
Well, you can't give him any more. Flat out.
Back to the screen by Utley. 1 ball, 1 strike. All about Vizcaino. Braves got him from the Yankees for Javier Vasquez. Melky Cabrera and Mike Dunn also came over in that deal. And high and tight. 2 balls and a strike. Vizcaino just 20. He'll be 21 on November 13th. And to me, that's one of the most exciting things about this month of September for the Braves is how well the young arms have pitched. Mike Minor, Vizcaino, Delgado. They have more than held up their end of the bargain for Freddie Gonzalez. Beachy's had a rough time the last 3 or 4 outings. He's had a good year. Very bright pitching future for the Braves We'll hope they're not through pitching for the present tomorrow and perhaps on into postseason play.
The odd thing about Vizcaino and his lack of work makes you wonder if maybe he wasn't 100%, because the last time he gave up a run was September 5th at Philadelphia. And then he had 5 straight outings where he did not give up a run, at least a run of his own.
Fly ball foul at 96 miles an hour.
And he's inherited 10 runners, so only 2 have scored. So even though he might have been giving up a few hits in those other outings, there weren't a lot of other guys' runs coming in to score.
And I don't know the answer to this either, but Julio Teheran has been a missing man in the bullpen. Don't know if there were innings limits placed on these kids after their work in the minor leagues or not. As Utley fouls another pitch back, 3 balls, 2 strikes. To your point about Johnny Fullstaff, talked with Freddie about that before the game. He said everybody's available. Some guys he'd like to avoid if possible, but everybody ready in game 161. And Utley putting up a battle here in the 5th inning.
A 9-pitch at bat so far.
Runner at first goes, and Utley pops the pitch up. Into the left center field, it's Martin Prado. Bourne directs traffic out there. Back to first is Rollins with 1 out.
In Houston, Cardinals were on the verge of taking the lead in the 1st inning. Fly ball to right, but Brian Bogusevich, the right fielder for the Astros, check out this throw. Bang. Threw out David Freese at the plate. Cardinals came up empty in the 1st. They're now in the bottom of the 2nd, no score.
Bogusevich spelled backwards means cannon arm. Swing and a miss by Pence. Hey, give the Astros credit, man. They've had a down year. They've had a bad year. 104 losses, but making life tough on the Cardinals, who had beaten them 8 of 12 coming into this series on the final 3 of regular season play. I guess the pep talk really worked for them.
Well, I think they did another one tonight. I think Milo went in and got the troops fired up. Milo and the Astros.
Ryan McCann missed that one. And moving up is Jimmy Rollins. Cross up or miss? Let's check the replay.
Well, Brian was trying to frame it to try and get the call and missed it.
It's a pass ball. Another Philly runner in scoring position. For Hunter Pence has already driven home a run.
Nice stop there by Brian. This guy, you know, when he first came up, we heard all about how hard he threw and that he had a real good breaking ball. He's been working on a changeup too, but still that hard 12-6 curveball is a really good pitch.
High fly ball, left center field. Forget about that. Wow. Hunter Pence crushes a 2-run homer. A 1-2 pitch.
Remember the changeup he hit on the 3-0 count for the sac fly? He gets a hanger here. He's getting some cookies to jump on tonight. And Michael Bourne in center field never moved.
And you see why the Phillies are hitting Pence third. As mentioned, since joining him on July 30th, leads him in average, hits, total bases, doubles, and extra base hits. Second in home runs, RBIs, runs, and walks. And the Phillies 6-0 lead here in the 5th inning.
Last year when the Braves were fighting to get into the postseason, they had to beat the Phillies one game or a couple of games, try to figure out a way to clinch it and beat the Padres out of the wild card spot. First 2 games were anything but favorable to Atlanta. Phillies won the first game of that series 11-5 behind Kyle Kendrick. They had an all bullpen game the second game and won that one 7-0. 6-0 here tonight. And then on the last day of the season, the Braves won 8-7 behind Tim Hudson. And you might remember that in that game, Hamill started and then Oswalt came in relief, remember? And he was not himself. Braves beat up on him a little bit, eventually beat Danny Baez.
And that's really the plan, we understand, for the Phillies tomorrow. They're going to start Joe Blanton, pitch him a couple of innings. If the Phillies get the lead in that game, the plan is then to pitch Cole Hamels at some point in Game 3 to maybe allow him a chance to pick up a win in relief and tune up for the playoffs as well. So maybe history will indeed repeat in this series in Atlanta.
That's odd to me. If you're going to pitch Hamels tomorrow, why not start him? It would be a weird one.
Not tomorrow. Hopefully the Braves can come back. It's looking bleak right now. 6-0 Phillies. 5 runs for Derek Lowe in his 4+ innings. And Victorino will roll to second. Jason Hayward, the pitcher spot, and Michael Bourne due for Atlanta. Pence, Rollins, and Utley have had big offensive nights. And Derek Lowe's September struggles continued, allowing 5 runs.
And the top 3 guys in the order have driven in 5 runs tonight. Last 6 games against the Phillies. Oh. I can't. My eyes have gone funny on me. I can't see the bottom line.
That had to be an error. Graphics error. Very rarely happens.
I couldn't see it. It was fuzzy.
A mirage. Jason Hayward, the batter. Jose Constanza, I believe, has grabbed a bat and stands in the on-deck circle. That is the case. And now Oswalt the luxury of just pounding the strike zone, leading 6-0. Breaking ball got Hayward. He strikes out looking for the second time.
And when you're up 6-0, you can just start inventing stuff.
And speaking of strikeouts, back to our AT&T Uverse TV trivia question. He, being Roy Oswalt, one of 2 with 1,500 or more strikeouts in the National League since 2001. Who's the other?
Only guy I can think of is Jake Peavy.
I was thinking Chris Carpenter of the Cardinals, but
that's a good one.
I think that's right.
Oh, Los. That curveball he threw, Jason, was 63 miles an hour.
Costanza a little flare toward left. Carlos Zambrano packed his bags faster than 63 miles an hour.
No question. And he should have. Here's a curveball to Jason, though. Watch the follow through on Oswalt. Great big arm action. Jumped at him, and then the ball just seemed to hit the skids.
Top of Michael Bourne. 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
And Oswalt's working at warp speed now.
Now buzzing with the scoreboard posting in Houston. The Astros had loaded the bases and have scored the game's first run. 1-0 Houston after 2. Was there much debate, you think, for the Phillies between Vance Worley and Roy Oswalt for the 4th spot in their playoff rotation?
Yeah, I think there probably was. Worley had a heck of a year for him, but he's a rookie, and Oswalt obviously is not and has had a lot of postseason success, as we showed you in that graphic at the beginning of the broadcast. 5-1 in his career. They probably won't need a 4th guy in the short series, but it may depend on who they play.
That's still very much up in the air right now. Milwaukee and Arizona fighting it out for the 2nd seed. Braves trying to hold off St. Louis for the wild card. And Oswalt works a perfect 5th. He has struck out 3 men. He leads 6-0, and we head to the 6th. have hit a couple of home runs. Chase Utley a solo shot in the first. Hunter Pence a 2-run moonshot in the 5th inning. And it's looking, unless the Braves come back big in this game, that it's all going to come down to the final Wednesday of regular season play. And that's coming up here in Atlanta tomorrow night. Tim Hudson will pitch for the Braves. Joe Blanton is scheduled to start for the Phillies. Great seats available. First pitch 7:10 Eastern time. And if you can't be here, we'll have the game for you on Sports South.
And unless the Braves pull off a big rally here down by 6, which would allow them to at least wait and see what happens in Houston. And if they were to clinch, they wouldn't have to work Tim Hudson. They could save him for the first game of the division series on Saturday. But boy, there's a lot that has to happen between now and the end of play tomorrow.
And another AT&T call to the bullpen. Atlanta will summon young Julio Teheran. His last appearance, September 16th.
He's only been in 2 games, Chip, since he got called up September 1. And one of those games was the start at New York in game 2 of that doubleheader. I believe it was game 2. And he got the win. And only one relief appearance since then, and that was against the Mets on September 16th, as you mentioned. And he got touched up pretty hard that day. 2 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs.
He faces Raul Ibanez. And right on by, 2 balls and a strike. Teheran, a star-studded minor league season. The International League's most valuable pitcher, most valuable rookie of the year, starting pitcher on the postseason All-Star team, starting pitcher for the MLB All-Star Futures game, 15-3 at 2.55 ERA with AAA Gwinnett. And a filthy pitch takes care of Ibanez. 1 out.
Time for the Geico quote of the day. Comes from Chipper on the Braves' recent struggles. He says, baseball is a funny game. You don't decide when your bats go quiet. You don't decide when you get major injuries to your pitching staff. You just got to roll with the punches. Right now they're getting punched a lot.
Yeah, 9-16 in September. And they've got to get up off the canvas in this series. And it's again going to be up to Tim Hudson. How many big games has Tim Hudson pitched in September? Can he summon up another gem here tomorrow night? Ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Polanco.
Got to get the bats going tonight. Get a little something going tonight to carry into tomorrow. Don't roll with the punches tonight. Take your fat lip, get mad, and get up there and get after it.
How about that pitch? Polanco leaves the box grumbling. One of the toughest men in the league to strike out just did here in the 6th inning.
And he's going to complain about it, up 6-0. I guess when you don't strike out any more than he does, he figures he knows the strike zone and you don't. But 2 outstanding strikeout pitches, the breaking ball to Ibanez and that well-located fastball.
Carlos Ruiz with the bases empty.
Bring it, kid.
Love it. One ball, 1 strike. Chipper at third base hardly had to move. And Julio Teheran, a very nice 6th inning. A much needed easy frame for him. Bottom half, 6-0 Phillies. Bottom half of the inning with Martin Prado, Chipper Jones, and Dan Ugla coming up. All year long, Braves baseball on Sports South is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price. Throughout tonight's game, you can follow the conversation on Twitter. Tom, Ron, and Jerome are answering your questions and analyzing Game 2 of the series, and they'd love to hear from you. Follow Sports South on Twitter tonight and get in on the conversation.
All right, let's get some offense going. 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. Tie it up. Then have some fun at the end.
Oswalt has allowed 3 hits. He struck out 3. This fastball sitting 92, 93 all night. No sign at all of any kind of back issues for Oswalt. Fly ball down the left field line. Ibanez near the wall. Leaping try. Oh. And did that youngster get hit with the foul ball?
Well, I think Raul may have jumped into him, and he felt bad about it because the dad was trying to catch the foul ball.
Oh, I think the ball. Oh, the foul ball hit that youngster.
Oh, okay. Wasn't Raul.
And now time called. You could see Ibanez checking on that young man and pointing at the baseball to try to get the ball to the kid and make sure he's all right. Line foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And 5 on that one. Looks like he's going to be all right. That away, Martin. Good to see him turn on one, tomahawk one, like we've seen him do so many times before.
Make this guy work. 2-2.
His first career regular season win against the Braves ever was this year,
which is really astounding. As many times as Oswalt and the Braves have matched up. And Utley handles Prado's ground ball for out number 1. 5 straight have been retired by the Phillies right-hander. Chipper's walked and he's hit into a double play. Phillies led the game 3-0 in the 3rd when Atlanta put 2 runners on. A Bourne single, a stolen base, and then an error on Jimmy Rollins. But Chipper hit into a 1-6-3 double play. And he takes strike 1. Houston threatening in the bottom of the 3rd inning, already leading the Cardinals 1-0. Carlos Lee has runners 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Oh, 2. Boys, Ruiz active behind the plate or what?
And he was changing signs there. Oswalt was shaking him off. I kept thinking that Roy was going to come back with that big old slow curve just to taunt Chipper a little bit.
balls, 2 strikes. Rollins at short. 2 outs. Here's what's happening down in Houston. It was 1-0 until Brett Wallace stood in against Jake Westbrook.
And he drives in 2. 3-0 Houston. Early.
It's going to make Wallace feel good. Remember, he was a former Cardinal farmhand. So the Astros trying to help the Braves this week. And Atlanta needs it. They've had plenty of help this week. They got to help themselves. Down 6-0 tonight. .84 pitches for Oswalt, 55 strikes. And a late timeout granted by the home plate umpire, Dan Iasonia.
And given his bad back, Oswalt's got to be a little miffed about that late call. But he was trying to quick pitch Ugla, no question.
Now he's ready. And the 0-2 pitch is tipped into the glove of Carlos Ruiz. 3 up, 3 down in the Atlanta 6th. Bad news here at Turner Field, 6-0. But good news in Houston. We'll tell you about that when we return.
Center. And I got to tell you, you got to hit one about 600 feet to get Wallace in from first base on a base hit. But he did. 2-run triple. 5-0 Houston.
I love a Paredes.
Me too.
Well, who's going to win a game? Tough sledding for the Braves here in September. And John Bowker's going to pinch hit for Oswalt. Oswalt was very effective. 4 strikeouts, 6 innings. No runs, allowed just 3 hits. One of his best games of the year. He walked a man, and he looks postseason ready. And Bowker now a 1-1 count.
He was having fun. Once he got the 6-run lead, he was just having fun. He was firing fastballs, that slow curve, some change ups, just having a good old time out there.
Fun as Bowker as Teran strikes him out. Julio's 3rd strikeout in an inning and 1/3 of pitching tonight. Fans Dale Murphy and Tom Glavine are joining Steve Avery, Javi Lopez, Sid Bream, and others as guest coaches at the Braves 2012 Fantasy Camp. Sign up today at Braves.com/Fantasy Camp or call 404-614-1526.
Bringing it tonight. Yeah. Certainly well rested, but he's been around 95 with just about every fastball.
Another one there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boston leads Baltimore in the 5th inning. Tampa Bay and the Yankees tied 2-2 in the 6th. And Jimmy Rollins has just left the building again. His 2nd homer in as many nights. His 3rd hit in Game 2, his 2nd RBI, his 2nd run, and it's 7-0.
Six RBIs tonight from the top 3 in the order. Leveled off on a high fastball, short swing, number 16.
With this team's pitching and a batting order that's suddenly resurgent, the Phillies look primed for postseason play. Utley a strike.
First inning off Derek Lowe. Pitch was left up and out over the plate. That was the first run of the night. I mentioned the 6 RBIs by the top 3. They all 3 have a home run tonight too. So whatever offensive woes the Phillies were having right up until the day before they came to Atlanta, they've pretty much vanished.
Started with this different looking lineup. With Utley hitting 2nd, Pence 3rd, Polanco dropped down to the 7 spot.
I asked about that practice swing of Hunter Pence's that we showed everybody last night. He's doing again over in the on deck circle. He calls that his knockdown 7-iron.
Really?
Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Utley to left field on a 3-1 count. his second hit.
He had a sacrifice fly in the third, Pence in the fifth, hanging breaking ball from Vizcaino. And that was his knockdown 34.5-inch, 33-ouncer.
Crowd cheering as they show the highlights of the Paredes triple down in Houston. And I hope I'm pronouncing the kid's name right. For the Astros, they lead 5-0 over the Cardinals. Here it's 7-0 Phillies. If those scores hold, the Braves' magic number is 1. Again, it's very simple. Braves win, they're in real good shape. And 0-2 to Pence. Brewers made some news today. Giovanni Gallardo is going to get the ball in Game 1 of their divisional series matchup. And the Brewers don't know who they're going to play quite yet.
Check out Chase Utley's lead here, Chip. This is one way to kind of sneak off the bag. Watch his feet. Like he was dancing in Footloose.
Now, Davey Lopes is no longer the first base coach for the Phillies. I wonder if he taught Utley that particular move.
I don't know. Davey probably wouldn't let him wear those patent leather shoes. I don't think, though, if he were here. Just a little patent leather.
Back to the mound. Tehran to Ugla. And a throw dug out at first by Freddie Freeman. A tough play. Utley went in hard at second base. It's a 1-4-3 double play, and it's time to stretch at Turner Field. 7-0 Phillies in front in Game 2. Sammy Linebaugh, James Bates, and Tommy Bowden in the new college football show every Thursday night at 7 and 10 on Fox Sports South. They'll break down all the biggest matchups every week, so don't miss it. It's again this Thursday at 7 and 10 on Fox Sports South. Here's what's happening over in the American League tonight. Tampa Bay and Boston began the day tied for the wild card lead. Yankees lead the Rays. Boston leads Baltimore. Those games moving into the late innings now. And this October, the American League West teams will look to their brightest stars to see which one will become the newest hero that leads them into the Fall Classic. Legends are born in October, and our exclusive coverage of the ALCS begins October 8th only on Fox.
I know this. You got the shot there of Justin Verlander. Nobody wants to play Detroit. in a short series and have to deal with him a couple of times.
Joe Savory's on to pitch for the Phillies after Oswald's 6 shutout innings tonight. He faces Freddie Freeman. As it stands for potential postseason play, unless the Phillies do something different, they're only going to have one left-handed pitcher down there. That's Antonio Pistardo. And he has struggled lately.
Maybe why this guy's getting a look. Just a third of an inning last night. He was brought in to pitch to McCann and retired him.
But a real interesting story. There's a first baseman in the minor leagues. And now in the big leagues pitching for the Phillies.
Started the year this year as a position player. It's quite a transition.
Freddie Freeman pops one into shallow right. Pence comes in. And he makes the play for out number 1. Savory's manager at AAA was Ryan Sandberg. And Ryan Sandberg is on the Phillies bench for this series.
Well, that team in Chicago needs a new manager, but it's just not Ryan Sandberg's old team. How about that move yesterday?
Yeah, Ozzie Guillen apparently going to the Florida Marlins for 2 minor league players. And Ozzie's supposedly going to sign a 3 or 4 year contract tomorrow to take over as the Marlins manager. And many have asked, have managers been traded to other teams before? Yes, it has happened before. Most recently, Lou Piniella was allowed to go to Tampa Bay. Randy Wynn went to Seattle.
Heck, even broadcasters have been traded. Was it Red Barber?
Red Barber for Clint Dapper. Red Barber was the broadcaster for the Atlanta Crackers. One ball, one strike for Brian McCann. So Florida's going to have new manager, new ballpark. A very quotable face of the franchise, that's for sure.
That had been rumored for a while.
Strike 3 to Brian McCann. He's caught looking. His perfect night ends with a 7th inning strikeout. Time for another Georgia Power energy saving tip. Did you know Georgia Power offers its customers a free in-home energy audit? To sign up for an audit in your home, go to georgiapower.com.
The other thing about Ozzie Guillen, whether you love him or hate him, you got to admire his honesty. He said yesterday, after his discussion with the owner of the White Sox, Jerry Reinsdorf, he said, it's not about an extension. It's about money. I want more money.
He got it, too. Ozzie was rumored to be making around $2 million a year as the White Sox manager. He's doubling that per year from what I've read down in Miami. Bouncing ball by Wilson. Rollins at short. Throws on the run. And Ryan Howard scoops it up. Braves are down in order in inning number 7. 10 straight Braves have been retired by the Phillies, who lead 7-zip. Academy Sports and Outdoors, by McDonald's, and by Ford. Big crowd in Atlanta, but it's been all Phillies after 7. 7 runs on 9 hits. They've hit 3 homers. As Joe mentioned earlier, the top of their order has been especially destructive. That trio scored 4 of those 7 runs. And Roy Oswalt with 6 innings of 3-hit baseball. Leo Tehran back to work for Atlanta in the 8th inning with Ryan Howard ready to lead things off. Ryan is 0 for 3 tonight, 2 for 7 so far in the series. And he's going to roll to the right side. Easy play as Howard rolls out, 1 away.
You know, the Braves are on the edge of glory, but it's going to take a win to get in. Oh, wait, is that Lady Gaga? It is. It's like she's got her poker face. Her poker face.
I didn't realize you were such a Lady Gaga fan.
Oh, I think she's great. Really do. Can really sing.
I'll have to ask after the game. I wonder if she had the Emmys or something like that. Didn't she come in the egg and they carried her into the awards ceremony or something? Did she do that tonight, or did she just show up incognito?
Hard to say.
How could you tell? Pop up in a shallow center. And Victorino is out number 2. Well, tomorrow, second year in a row, it looks like it's coming down to game 162 for the Braves. And we need you to come to the ballpark and support your hometown club. Braves country. It's going to be Tim Hudson and Joe Blanton. 7:10 first pitch. Braves Live 6:30. Good tickets available. Hope you'll help us pack the Chop House for the final game of regular season play. Get your tickets online at Braves.com or by phone 800-745-3000. I'll bet you, Tom. And the guys for Braves Live are probably getting about 5,000 Twitter messages. People asking, is Joe Simpson really a Lady Gaga fan?
Well, I hope they are. And they can say yes.
One ball, one strike. There you see it. At Sports South, get in on the conversation. You can talk about Lady Gaga, Julio Tehran, world peace, whatever floats your boat tonight. No Phillies fans are allowed, however. Pop up by Ibanez. Chipper makes the play. And that'll retire the side. Tehran has given up a run in his 3 innings of relief work. Braves got to get busy. System tonight, 7-0 as the Braves come up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's what's happening in Houston. The Astros led 5-0, but with the bases loaded, Skip Schumacher, Cardinals down 5-1. An extra base hit to the fence that cleared the bases for the Cardinals. So that game has tightened up in the 4th inning. It's 5-4 in the 4th. Braves with a 1-game lead over the Cardinals at the moment. Antonio Bastardo, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Phillies. And he's got the bottom part of the order scheduled. It'll be Brooks Conrad, it appears, to pinch hit.
He has really stubbed his toe here at the end of the season after what, for the most part, was a brilliant year. He's given up 9 earned runs in his last 3 2/3 innings, covering 7 games, after he'd allowed only 8 earned runs in his first 56 outings.
I was reading the Philly newspapers before the start of the series, and one of the theories they thought was he was tipping his pitches. See if that continues tonight. Braves running out of outs. They have 6 left, down 7-0, with Brooks Conrad pinch hitting for Hayward. And Bastardo quickly ahead. John Mayberry's taken over for Ibanez in left.
Phillies are not playing this like spring training. Go in and get your at-bats, get 2 or 3 at-bats, get a nice lead, go to the showers. They're going 9.
Wonder if that would have been the case had they not lost 8 games in a row coming down the stretch.
Might have been a different tack for Charlie Manuel if they hadn't had a hard time scoring runs up until about 4 days ago.
Conrad breaks his back. 1 man down. Pitcher spot due. And it's going to be Matt Diaz.
Braves have not had a base runner since the double by McCann on an 0-2 pitch or 1-2 pitch in the 4th inning. 11 in a row set down.
And of those 11, only 2 balls hit to the outfield. Here's Diaz. Well, another night where the Braves are going to have to sit and scoreboard watch, it would appear. A fly foul. That's over the Braves dugout. Strike 2.
Everybody kept talking about on the road trip playing the Marlins and Nationals about how you got to make hay against those 2 teams. You don't want it to come down to that last home series against the Phillies. But it has.
Was an 8.5 game wild card lead, is now 1, pending the outcome of play here and in Houston. Started for the Braves, gave up a first inning homer, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, a hit to Rollins in the 5th. He was relieved by Arodys Vizcaíno, gave up a 1-out homer to Hunter Pence. Every Braves pitcher has given up at least 1 run tonight. And a fly ball into center field. That should be caught and is for out number 2. 12 in a row.
Let's take a look at our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard. Charlie Manuel on the verge of tying Gene Mauch for the most wins by a manager all time. Mauch with the team from 1960 to 1968.
talking before the game. I didn't realize this, but you were a teammate of Charlie Manuel's in the minor leagues.
Early in my minor league career, when I first signed with the Dodgers, he was already in Albuquerque, and a very enjoyable teammate. And boy, could he hit. Nickname was the Grinder. He can hit and he can talk hitting.
Charlie also had a great professional career in Japan, where he was one of the most popular players ever in the Japanese baseball leagues. He speaks Japanese.
I'd love to hear that.
Well, that dialect might cause a few international incidents. But you're right. He's not only a good guy, terrific manager, but think of the hitters he's had a chance to work with. All those great Indians teams in the 90s. And now the Phillies once again. And Bourne's strikeout woes this month continue. That's 2 tonight, 25 this month. Braves done in the 8th inning, 7-0. Number 9.
Time for our Toyota plays of the game, and it's the long balls. First inning, Chase Utley, his 11th, gave them an early 1-0 lead. Then in the 5th, Hunter Pence jumped on a hanging slider. That was his 22nd. He's driven in 3 tonight. And then the only mistake really made by Julio Teheran in his 3 good innings of work was an elevated fastball to Jimmy Rollins, his 16th homer. Rollins has driven in 2, Utley 1 with his homer, and 3 driven in by Hunter Pence. 7-0 Phillies. That's our Toyota plays of the game.
And Diaz stays in the game. He'll play right field for the Braves. As Placido Polanco goes to work against a new Braves pitcher. First pitch driven down the right field line and just foul. That would have been a rude way to greet the man answering the AT&T call to the bullpen. And that man is Scott Linebrink.
Scott's in his 63rd game. 3.61 ERA, 2.83 average against him. 6 home runs allowed is all in 52 innings.
One strike. Man on deck has hurt Atlanta this year. Carlos Ruiz, our Delta Airlines on deck batter. Ruiz has doubled and scored tonight in 3 trips. Up the middle. Jack Wilson checked into the 2nd inning for Alex Gonzalez. Alex was in the starting lineup. Played an inning or so tonight. Left with a calf strain. Did not bat. Braves were hoping that rest on the road trip would allow that calf to stay healthy enough to go, but it barked tonight. Don't know if he'll be available for game 162 tomorrow night.
Phillies are on the verge of making it 7 straight wins over Atlanta. The series was tied 6-6 going into that series in Philadelphia earlier this month.
And you know what? The Braves in the first half of season seem to really play the Phillies well, but in the second half just
flips, doesn't it?
It does. It's the strangest thing. Strike one to Ruiz.
Last year we were talking about how the Braves had dominated them most of the year, but we had to take into consideration how many injuries they had had and how many guys they had played without for a large part of the season. And then about the middle of August, they got their team together and went on a mad rush the last 6 weeks, played great baseball, Phillies type baseball, and chased the Braves down around the, I don't know, the 8th or 10th of September and never looked back.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Ruiz is retired. Good pitch from Langbrink. 95 miles an hour. And 2 outs. Cardinals coming back. John Jay in the batter's box. And John Jay, with a deep drive to center field, has tied the game for St. Louis.
His second at bat of the inning.
Schumacher had the big blow. Bases loaded double. 5-5 in the 4th.
Still early.
That Cardinal bullpen, you're right. Talked earlier. Cardinals this year with 13 walk-off losses. That's most in the National League and tied for most in all of baseball. But it does come down to what we talked about also at the start of the broadcast. At some point, the Braves can't rely on help. They've got to do their own work and do their own business. And Tim Hudson gets the ball tomorrow night.
San Francisco Giants last year won 92 games. That was just one more than Atlanta, who got in as the wild card. But the Giants, while they would, I think, be the first to admit that their toughest series was a division series against Atlanta, 3 one-run victories. The point for the Giants was that they played their best baseball and got hot at the right time.
1-2.
And took that right into a world championship. It's not so much who you are or how you've played all year long. It's how you play in the postseason once you get there.
You hear that term or that terminology used a lot in hockey. Get a hot goaltender. Even if your team's not playing real well, you've got a chance to be in every game and maybe have a deep playoff run for the Stanley Cup. The Phillies offense trying to begin to peak for postseason play. You know about their pitching. They've been a great defensive club all year too.
Chan looked this up for us. In 2009, the Braves were 7-2 against the Phillies through the end of July, and then went 3-6 the rest of the way. Last year, they were 7-5 through the end of July and finished 1-5, and that win was the last game of the season last year. This year, they were 6-6 and are 0-4 after July, not counting tonight.
So the last 3 years, the second halves, I've got the Braves at 4-15 in the second half. The last 3 years,
yes,
and 20-20 in the first half. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mayberry, and he takes up and away for ball 4. Mayberry walks with 2 outs. They are through the top of the 4th inning in Houston. Cardinals have tied at 5-5. Astros coming up down in Houston. And it looks like it will come down to the outcome of that game. And of course tomorrow, Game 162. Joe Blanton will pitch a limited number of innings, we are told. Tim Hudson will get the ball for the Braves. And we join you at 6:30 with Braves Live.
Blanton has not pitched much all year. He's had an assortment of injuries, only 39 innings for him, so that's why they'll be guarded with him. And a .316 batting average against him, that high ERA.
Rollins, a pop into left. And Martine's there, and that retires the side. Phillies get a 2-out walk and nothing else in the ninth. 7-0 Philadelphia with the 2, 3, and 4 spots up for the Braves. Geico, by Georgia Power, and by Toyota. 7-0 Phillies, bottom of the ninth. And those hopes may have to wait a night. Not the birthday hopes, but the wild card hopes for the Braves. And Atlanta will take a look at Kyle Kendrick. We'll try to finish things off for the Phillies before a nice crowd tonight at Turner Field. 38,663. Made a few of those rally hats, birthday hats, whatever you got, folks. Atlanta needs a big ninth inning and a big day tomorrow, too.
Kendrick's bounced back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen. 33 outings, 15 starts, and a good .317 ERA.
And Martin Prado into the second deck. Fouls it back, strike one.
Good hard sinker and slider.
There's a high fly ball belted left. There's the start, a solo home run. That takes care of the shutout. 13th homer for Prado.
He knew it too. Fastball tailed a little bit back into him. Let's get a little something working for tomorrow.
First home run for Prado since September 16th when he took Chris Capuano out. Capuano with the Mets. I guess really the one question you have about the Phillies, how good will their bullpen be in postseason play? Years back with Brad Lidge, it was automatic. Balls and a strike. Chipper pops one up, flips the bat away in disgust. Rollins puts the squeeze on that. One in, one out.
Got a pitch to hit. Little tumbler that was right out over the plate.
Here's Uggla. Pop back toward us.
Phillies have really pitched him tough this year. A 183 average coming into this game. 0 for 3 tonight. He has 11 hits against the Phillies, 5 doubles, 3 homers.
That's a major league broken bat.
That was a front door slider that got in his kitchen. Baseball term for getting in on his hands.
AL wild card race. Boston winning in the 7th, 7-4 over Baltimore. Tampa Bay's come back to lead the Yankees 5-3. That wild card race, Tampa Bay and Boston tied. Tampa Bay also turned a triple play in that game, we understand, against New York tonight. That may go down to the final day as well. Boston having the same kind of problems that the Braves are having. Their pitching just has struggled mightily in September. Again to short. Rollins charges. Throws on the run. Gets Uggla by a step. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th.
Guys had a good mindset today before the game. Just talking to them, they were ready to try to get this over with and play an all-around good game. But falling behind early, especially to Roy Oswalt or anybody really in their rotation, is not a good thing, because he was able to pitch with a little bit of reckless abandon. That pick and choose his spots, used his fastball, kept the Braves at bay after getting that lead.
And he had Bugs Bunny breaking stuff tonight, too.
He did.
One ball, one strike. And really it comes down to a very simple word. Win. We've been talking about that for the last week or so. If the Braves just take care of their business, they control their destiny.
Yeah, but winning, it's easy to say win. You got to have a plan. You got to have a game plan tomorrow against Joe Blanton. Try to go over what he's done to you. Try to figure out what you're going to do to him. And execute it.
Match ball game. Kendrick strikes out Freddie Freeman. And the Philadelphia Phillies tie their franchise record with 101 wins. Charlie Manuel ties Gene Mauch for the top spot among Phillies managers in history. And the Braves will head to their locker room and scoreboard watch as the Phillies win Game 161 by a final score of 7-1.